It's Andy.
Hi, it's Dave.
Hi, it's Kirk.
Welcome to the A.D.K rock and metal channel, and I've just had to look at your notes because I'd already forgotten what I was doing. We are checking out Rising Insane, and the song is a monster.
Rising Insane, is that what they call it?
Yeah, it's not a great name. Rising Insane.
Are they another German metalcore
It'd be I'm Rising Insane, or...
Yeah, they're from
Graphic
Germany, and they're on... Right, we need to make a point. This channel is not sponsored by
them.
a Rising Empire record.
It's just that record label has actually sent us lots of links for us to check out some new releases, so that's why we're doing it. Because we are trying to support new
Metalcore
releases.
from Scheerbrock in
Yeah,
Germany.
I said that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know anything about them, so we're going to go check them out. Let's get to it.
New metalcore.
Bit from the game. See, I like that. I like when they show clips of like being on the ride and stuff.
Melancholia for men in their mid-20s.
That's interesting.
It's ambitious.
I like that vocal line.
It's effectively a pop vocal.
Yeah,
I'm wondering though, when you're singing this is very low singing quiet. How does that come across live?
yeah.
So someone's going to be riding the failure. If you switch from that to that, whoever's on that should fucking turn it down and everything up again. It's definitely hooky.
Yeah. Doesn't mean it's good.
That didn't work though. All these cymbals.
Sound barriers to stop the cymbal crash, so they can hear themselves on stage. Just noise. Yeah, come on. Yeah, come on. So who's the guilty band of bringing this sort of style of chorus into modern?
Yeah, because it wasn't Kill Switch Engage. I'm trying to think.
Are we
To
talking
be honest,
like, is this crossover of Linkin Park?
I was going to say Linkin Park are probably the... Yeah,
This was like its
I would say
heavier
Linkin
version.
Park. Yeah.
Okay, so I think we'll be appealing to the Trade Description Act here.
What?
Because it was Rising Insane and Monster, and it was none of those three things, was it, really? It wasn't Rising Insane from an audience, like band sort of thing, and it wasn't a monster track from my
It
opinion.
didn't leave me agitated, put it that way.
It was very commercial pop. We also, as I said, like Linkin Park vibes in at points. They're just trying to be a bit heavier, and it's very hooky. But I'm not vibing as much on it. It's
Well, we've gone
there's
back.
nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, I mean, we've gone back to the sort of the formula of the day where it's like you've got to break it down rather than just absorb and enjoy the track. There's again lots of different.
You could just absorb the track, I suppose.
There's lots of different elements as well. I mean, there was. I mean, I liked it. There was a sort of pop vocal in the chorus. There's sort of almost spoken word, and then he went aggressive. And then there's a really good sort of heavy guitar part sort of midway through, which I really liked. But again, just maybe a bit too much going on where they need to sort of strip it back a little bit and maybe sort of focus on sort of key elements. I mean, again, as you say, nothing wrong with it. I like the video, you know, the behind the scenes, the triple image as well. I mean, some of the live footage didn't match up with the vocals, which was sort of pretty basic.
I think they probably wanted a bit more of a heavier crowd going fucking nuts.
There's one part where he's singing his chorus and he's got the microphone out to the crowd,
Yeah.
you know, that kind of thing. Just sort of look at those sort of little details.
Bits.
It's not, again, it's not my sort of thing. It's enjoyable 3 minutes, but it's not something I'm going to go back to. You know, I've said other ones before today that I'm going to go back and listen to and break it down and try and get the elements from it and really get to the track. But that was nothing groundbreaking. I mean, we've talked as well before. What can you do as a band that's going to set you apart from your peers? And I think they're a band who are either going to have to be happy with being in that group with multiple other bands from their region, their town, their genre, not head and shoulders above anybody else, or nothing sets them apart from anybody else, put it that way.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing wrong with the track, decent sound, and so enjoyable video, apart from a few sort of technical things they need to tweak on, but a few memorable moments, you know, like I say, the heavy bit in the middle and the sort of pop vocals, but it was, you know, a strange mix again. I think, you know, from watching, you know, from today's videos, I just like my metal and rock a bit more straightforward, a bit more linear.
Okay. Kirk?
Whether that's a bad thing or not, I don't know, but
There's a theory.
you look puzzled as well.
There's a theory in metalcore that Bring Me the Horizon are always 2 years ahead of the curve. So I didn't listen to their album, their last one. You know, why they produced in the last 4 years? So I can't say if that's holding up now. But I never thought I'd hear Maroon 5 in a metal song.
It's not a bad
You got it.
So it's,
I look as well.
yeah, you've got to appreciate the imagination. And how many times do we moan saying, "Oh, the chorus, metalcore, it's so bland. You're not putting any thought." They decided to write a whole song around the chorus that's quite enjoyable pop, but it's a failure. The song, because first of all, should metal ever try to be using pop formats? There's very few bands that are successful have done it. You know, I'm going to say the name of a certain band from LA with Mr. Patton on vocals, so I'm not going to go any further. You do have another band from Germany on Process.
Or Electric Callboy.
Well, yeah, Electric Callboy. There are bands that can do
they're
it.
fucking headlining festivals, and they are very pop.
There are bands that can do it.
They just do it well.
That was good pop music, but it is Maroon 5 with down-tuned guitars, or you could even say a boy band, and they've brought in some heavy metal musicians to just spice up the sound a bit. I think
they wrote the hook before they wrote the rest of it.
I just don't know where this music is going. I mean, metalcore, Jesus Christ, is there any hardcore in this music now? There's not. You should really drop that term core from the end of it. The origins of this music are bands like Integrity. How did we go from that to
Maroon 5.
Maroon, you know, a band that have incorporated Maroon 5 into a heavy guitar landscape? I am flabbergasted by that. It is actually quite good pop music, though. You know, it's like that English band Tropic Gold, who seem to just use R&B and the angst of metalcore.
That's not a bad name.
Yeah, I know, it's
Sounds like a condom flavour.
Tropic Gold.
Sorry. Carry on.
Right, actually, I'm going to throw a question to you. Would Sleep Token fans enjoy that?
That's too happy for them, I think, to be honest.
That's not a million miles away from Sleep Token with the vocal arrangements.
It's so my thoughts around this is we've done a few kind of metalcore bands, new metalcore bands, and it's a genre that's lost identity within itself. It's trying to find its own, because basically it's a genre that everyone got into in the last sort of 20 years. It's been the one that guitarists have absolutely latched onto and heavy vocalists have latched onto it. They didn't want to be death metal bands, they didn't want to be deathcore bands, they wanted to be metalcore because they love their metal influences and they want to do some clean vocals. So metalcore just became absolutely saturated, and then what they've realised is that they're all sounding the same. So now they're all going, well, what are we going to do to be different? So they're trying to grab every other influence. And so these guys have gone, we're bringing the pop element in, so we're going to be really catchy. Now the problem you've got that is a load of other people have also thought that, and we're now getting just stuff that's just becoming very vanilla. It's very bland. It's just not very. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the song.
I don't think that was bland.
It's a bit like, it's very. I just felt it just. There wasn't anything risky.
There's no edge to it.
There's no edge.
I don't think it's bland. I think it shows a high level of songwriting ability. I mean, you're right. They basically wrote that chorus vocal line, didn't they? Or
when I say bland, I mean it's because it's. I've heard those guitar riffs and stuff like that. I'm hearing all that.
I can't remember any of the guitars.
No, because everyone else is doing pretty much the same thing. So, and we had the similar issues back in the 80s with new wave of British heavy metal band. And how many of those new wave of British heavy metal bands just disappeared off that you never heard of?
Thrash killed them off, didn't it?
And
even though it all influenced thrash. Thrash was heavy.
We have the same problem with every other genre, but we have so many bands that it's so easy to be in a band nowadays.
Yeah.
And we've seen artists being in multiple bands just to try and hedge their bets to see which of the bands that they're in are going to actually get anywhere. And we're now seeing we're seeing these festivals, which aren't festivals. We only do a video about this as well. About when it's if it's an all-dayer, it's not a fucking festival. It's an all-dayer because you haven't done anything apart from put a load of bands on a bill. That's not a festival.
You used to be able to name the festivals, didn't you?
Yeah.
But now there's, like you say, an all-day is a festival.
Everyone's calling these all-dayers a festivals. We've got one in Bedfordshire. They called it a festival, and it ain't a HMS Fest. It's called it. It's not. It's an HMS all-dayer because what makes up a festival? Don't you have to have like events, rides, food stalls,
camping,
logistics?
If it hasn't got
transporting
that,
people between stages,
because it's an all day. You can have 2 all days, but if you haven't got everything else on there, it ain't a fucking festival.
Signing tents, tattoo artists.
So anyway, I'm digressing there, but I sometimes see some of these bills, and then you see all these bands on there, and you look through it, and they're all sounding exactly the same. I couldn't imagine going to an all dayer and doing 8 bands like that, because I'd just be like, haven't got that variation.
You'd end up thinking you've gone to a boy band festival.
So again, there is absolutely nothing wrong with this band in the sense of their ability. He's got a great vocal range. I did like what he was doing there. I just find myself feeling very unimaginative from them.
Uninspired.
Uninspired, would probably. Yeah. So I'm not coming away from it going, fuck, this is a band I've got to check out.
I mean, putting Maroon 5 into a heavy guitar format, I don't think that is something that.
But I remember the first time I heard I Prevail, I was like, shit, this is a band I actually want to check out. And that was Kill Switch Engage. I was like, fuck, I've got to check this band out. And Static X and all these other bands from different genres I've heard. There were bands, but then I've heard other bands within those genres, and they never made me do that. So there's nothing wrong with those other bands apart from they didn't have that key ingredient that's going to get me to kind of go, yes, this is a band.
Do you think Linkin Park are the main influence? Probably aren't they, that band?
They are, but Linkin Park never tried to be claimed as a real heavy band. I never cast Linkin Park
as a rock band. Yeah, very good at what they did.
With a bit of rap metal in there and so forth to throw it all in. So I have to say, I mean, Rising Insane? Yeah.
That's the band.
Not for me.
I would find if this is what they're doing, if we were to come back to this band in 10 years' time, if they were doing anything more than doing their own little headline tours or lower down on second stages on some festival bills, I'd be surprised. Because I can't see how with this they could get higher than that.
I don't think there'd be an audience in 10 years for this type of music.
No, but I don't think I don't even know what metal will be in 10 years' time. It will just be rehashing the same bands.
I mean, nothing's happened. Nothing's happened.
I don't know. Rising Insane, Monster. Maybe we're missing something. We try to be fair in everything we say, so we do want to know what you think in the comments down below. Please do like, share, subscribe, and just share your comments, and we will obviously respond to them, or I will respond to them on the channel. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon, very soon. Take care.